Hello and welcome to Explore with Kids. So in this video I'm going to check out the cheapest lithium battery on eBay that I could find. And it's basically a 100-hour lithium battery from a manufacturer called RapidX. So let's go check this out. Okay, so this battery, it costs $279. Yes, that's right, $279 for a 100 amp hour lithium battery. Like seriously, how well is this battery actually going to perform? Well, we're going to find out. But please note that I'm not sponsored by this company and basically pay for everything out of my own pocket. Now, I want to keep this channel honest and without bias, and will continue to pay for the goods I test and review out of my own pocket. So in return, I would love it if you could subscribe to this channel so I can continue to do more of these videos. Now, why did I choose to test this battery? So looking at the specs on that website, to be honest, was really impressive for, I guess, a battery at this price point. Now, let's take a look at the specs. So it's a 100 amp hour lithium battery weighing in at 11.8 kilos with a 50 amp maximum continuous discharge. So operating temperatures for this for charging is 0 to 55 degrees and discharge from -20 to 60 degrees Celsius. So it has a life cycles of 2,000 cycles and a warranty of 2 years. Now, this battery is not able to run in series or parallel, so basically it's a standalone battery, which probably takes into account its price. So apparently also the BMS provides protection against overcharge, discharge, and temperature and short circuits. So what I'm going to do is just basically do a quick unboxing, show you the testing setup, and then let you know what the results are. So let's get into this. So let's see what we get inside the box. Just a bit of foam. It's actually quite light. Got our instruction. So basically just telling us what the operations, what tools we need, what to be careful of, and then we've got some specs of what's going on. So the battery itself is really well made. We've got some terminal screws here. We'll just have to take a look. Last time I looked at the Cassans when they're real short. These are not too bad. Take a close look. So we've got little, can you see that? Brass inserts when it gets into focus. Okay, there we go. So yeah, everything looks really good here. Just a sticker and a label on the front. Got some handles on the side. But overall, it's like a really well-made battery. I'm quite surprised for this price point. Spin around the back. Nothing too much fancy going in here. Just a really good battery. So this is how it's going to be set up. So we've got our battery there, which is connected up to Bluetooth Smart Shunt, and then which is also connected to the inverter, and then that is connected to a halogen light there. So that's our load that we're going to be used to test this battery. So let's get into it. So we've currently been going for nearly 2.5 hours now, and we have consumed 100 amps. I thought this thing would have stopped already, but it's still going. So we'll keep pushing it and see what happens. So we've just had the low voltage alarm go on the inverter go off at 101.2 amp hours and 11.07 volts. So looks like we're getting close, so we'll keep pushing it, and it should go off soon. So there we go, it's just cut off and we're at 102.4 amp hours as consumed. So yeah, this battery is what it says it does. So here we go, just as a side note, I've noticed the battery is actually still functioning, it's still working, like the BMS hasn't cut out or kicked us out of the battery and completely killed it. Battery's still functioning, still operating at 11.46 volts, and we've consumed 102.5 amp hours. Compared to other batteries I've tested, you've actually seen basically kicks you out, the whole battery system shut down. So not exactly sure what this means, that it's still going, whether the BMS in this thing is not up to par or not up to standard, not exactly sure, but that's just my observation so far as to what is actually happening. But what we'll do is I'll go and check this on a multimeter and see what voltage we get. And we're getting 11.49 volts, which is basically the same as what the smart shunt is saying. But what we'll do now is I'll basically go and charge this back up to full, see what we've put back in, and then we'll do another test to see and compare results. So what I'll do is the next morning, I'm just going to log into the battery charger. As you can see here, it's put in 13.66 volts, so that's what the voltage is sitting at, and we're currently in storage mode. Just zoom in and try and get into the history here, and it's taken like 9 hours and 15 minutes to complete it back to cycle, and it's actually put back in 104.3 amp hours, which is very close to what we actually took out as far as amp hours is concerned. So pretty good. So we're going to do start the next test number 2. So we're drawing 39.6 or 38 amps at the moment. We'll keep this going and we will come back and check on it in a couple of hours. Here we are running at the end of our test, and you can see EnerDrive is showing 11.2 volts, the Fluke multimeter is showing 11.41 volts, and then the smart shunt is showing 11.37 volts. Currently we've just consumed 100 amp hours, and we're drawing actually 42.4 amps. So we'll keep the test going, and we'll see what happens. So not sure if you can hear that, but the EnerDrive inverter has just produced an error, meaning we're getting down to low voltage, and where it got that error at 11.09 volts. Currently we've consumed 101.4 amp hours, so this is on the second test. So there we go. Lights have just gone off. Inverter showing E01. Current voltage has just gone up to 11.2. And we've used 102.3 amp hours. So compared to our first test, we got 105, 102.5, we got 102.3. But once again, the battery is still functioning, it's still operating at a voltage, the inverter's still on. So there we go, just went off the inverter, and we are still measuring the voltage via the shunt and also via the multimeter. So overall, this battery 100% is what it says it is, 100 amp hour capacity. So really impressed. So what's my thoughts on this battery? To be honest, I was really skeptical with this battery. Like, for $279 for a lithium battery, what can you expect? But you know what? It says what it says it is. It seems well made, and and it performs according to its specs. It really is an affordable lithium battery and is really good value for money. Compared to the Voltex battery I did a review on earlier, it also seems a bit smaller in size. I'm not sure if they're now reducing casing sizes, but this one is a bit smaller. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on socials saying, hey, you get what you pay for, and the cheap lithium batteries are no good since they're only using B and C grade cells. But even if they are using B or C grade cells, the battery does what it says. It has a capacity of 100 amp hours and a continuous discharge of 50 amps. It's the real deal. But like all cheap batteries, the only question is, how long will this battery last? How many life cycles have these batteries already seen? So depending on how you may use this battery, it may be just fine to the applications that you're going to use it for. So after testing a few batteries, or especially the cheaper ones, I'm fairly confident the batteries are what they say they are these days. Once again, I've never heard of this manufacturer before, nor the seller. So I guess there is a risk you take with these cheaper batteries, and probably the main reason why these batteries are cheaper, since you're not paying for that brand name. So if there is an issue with the battery, will they honor the warranty? Will that company be around in 2 years? I guess buying off eBay also has its risks, since eBay will only usually care about 30 days after the purchase. After that, you're pretty much on your own, and you rely on the goodwill of the seller to honor their warranty. If there's an issue later on, it's like, really, who do you go to? So that's it for this video. Would love you to give us a thumbs up. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button to get notified when we release another video. We're always checking out new sites and playing around with gear and equipment. If any other questions or comments, please hit us up in that comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer any questions. Until next time.